Um, let's take some time to do a once every 3-4 years playthrough of Ocarina, which not the best Zelda game, but close. In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. It took a long time for games to get the tech for people to go undercovers. I don't think it ever happened on the N64. Each Kokiri has his or her... Oh, by the way, I played this game when I was young. He's sleeping with his fucking eyes open. Or he's just staring into space, which actually makes him extremely relatable. So I have internalized a lot of pronunciations which may not be correct. For the longest time, I thought it was Hylian, for instance, rather than Hylian. Minor, yeah. But it'll get you fucking thrown out of a, Zelda fan convention. For a long time, this was the hottest that Ganondorf ever looked. And then Hyrule Warriors came along and...
Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh, Navi the fairy.
Sort of reductive, there's a lot that... Navi's a lot of things. If I got someone and someone went,
oh, Chris the human,
I'd be a little bit pissed off.
Listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it? The climate of evil descending upon this realm.
Girlfriend loves me doing voices.
Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest.
Heidi says that she really enjoyed the guilty girlfriend wave.
Guilty girlfriend, the one you just did.
Hi. Hi, hello.
Have you told everyone you're wearing my old sweeties?
No. The Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world.
But before this tremendous evil power, even my power, which, just to reiterate, is significant, is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy, if you know what I mean,
to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth.
Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left.
Excellent girlfriend face.
Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world, depends upon thee.
Really hard to overstate how impressive this was. A first-person fly-through from a fairy's perspective. Fucking unbelievable. Hey. So, Navi, this character whose eyes we're seeing through, presumably, if they even have eyes, became known as like the annoying video game companion character. And to its credit, the Zelda series did not do that again until Skyward Sword. The one from the following, much superior game, Majora's Mask, Tattle, is one of my favourite fucking characters from video games in general. Hello! To talk to you, get the fuck up. Sleeping in his boots, you only really do that when you're really pissed. And it is a sort of forest commune, so he's clearly been on stuff. You can make mead very easily, apparently. You finally woke up. Lazy fucking... I'm Navi the Fairy. The Great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet ya. This game is from 1998. which is unbelievable. Like the jump between the sort of like even the PlayStation era stuff and the N64 was unreal. Yeah, 1998? 1998. It's just phenomenal. And then, the very next year, they only had a year to develop it. They made Majora's Mask my favourite, not just game of all time, but maybe my favourite work of art of all time. And it all kind of came from what they learned developing this, which looks sometimes a bit janky, but in general, it's just astonishing. Yep. And look, they even, right at the start of the game, give you a little preview of the final boss. Just a little bit of foreshadowing. And by little bit, I mean unbelievable amount of foreshadowing. What up? Wow, a fairy. Finally, a fairy came to you, Chris. That's great news. I'm so happy for you. Now you're a true Kokiri, Chris. Is that right? The Great Deku summoned you? It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku. I know, apparently, Link has been, well, Chris has been in the forest for, well, how old is he supposed to be? Like 11? And has never been summoned to talk to the Deku who is literally one room over. Which I think smacks of, I'm just going to come out and say it, racism. But you know what? Alright, this is the first instance of Navi really fucking getting in your ear about stuff. Has somebody please come with me? Like, it's... Because I'm playing on the N64 controller, which is awkward and only has the one stick, so you can't, for instance... It's definitely a racing metaphor. Not even close. Actually, give me one sec, Heidi. I think I can get it so that your chat comes up on the screen. So the next time you chat, we should see your name. But it's racism. It's racism. There's actually a surprising amount of racism. Maybe not surprising amount considering that, you know, it's prevalent everywhere. But, for instance, hey, you Mr. No Fairy, what's your business with the Great Deku? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. So we're already sort of getting into, you know, a lot of tension, communities divided against one another. What? Why would he summon you and not the Great Mido? Well, frankly, this just ain't even funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're going to help the Deku without a sword and shield ready? What's yours? Oh, I've completely forgot. It's been so long since I played this that I forgot that he also doesn't have it, and it's been called out. But this control is super fucking clunky. No second stick, so if you want to move sideways, you have to Z-target. And then do that. Right, I need some cash money, first and foremost. Can't pick that up, I don't think. Yeah, I can. Right. Which, this game established so many of the tropes that came to define this series, like, A, breaking and entering. Just like running into somebody's house, smashing their shit, and just taking all the money in the world. And it took until... There we go, that's some... Oh, I can't get it. It's gone behind some... There we go, I'm going to get you. If you want to learn about... Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It took until Zelda Twilight Princess. Years. I mean, how many consoles later was that? 2. 2 home consoles later for them to really start calling out the fact that Link is a kleptomaniac. And it became a joke in the community a long time before that, but... Right, it's actually going to be easy if I go and get my sword first. I haven't played this in forever. Fucking love it. this game had such a grip on me, and I got stuck. I got stuck in one of the temples later on, one of the dungeons, for about probably. I mean, Robin Williams loved all the Zeldas. This was probably one that tipped him over the edge, but I think probably he loved them since, I don't know, bare minimum Link to the Past. But yeah, maybe not this edition, but definitely one of this series. What the fuck? Oh, got me. Oh, it's the boulder. You know, it's. I was just thinking about Robin Williams because he died 10 years ago. What? 2 days ago? And I was going back and I was like rewatching some of his old stand-up, and filth. It's great. Hidden Treasure of the Kokiri. Hey, you can borrow it for a while. It's fine. Be sure to practice with it before you really fight. Get fact. There we go. A lot of interface spoiler in this game. So if you look at this, you can kind of tell you're going to get 3 swords, 3 shields, 3 tunics, and a shitload of boots. Also this, so you know you're going to get 12 songs, whatever these are, and what is that, 6 medallions? They really weren't trying to hide stuff. Later games got a lot better at hiding what you were going to be doing. Pathetic wee blade. So, for whatever reason, I watched a review of Popeye, Ron Williams' first film, first motion picture he ever did after Mork and Mindy. And it's like, it's ridiculous, and he wasn't allowed to improvise or do anything on it, pretty much. So, like, wasted. Although Shelley Duvall's fantastic in it. And years and years later, he was on a bus with a bunch of other comedians, and I think one of them was Patton Oswalt, who told a story about how they got stopped one day by, they were all on this tour bus, and they got stopped by a bunch of cops who said, "We just need to check your bags for bombs." And Robin Williams said,
"Oh, if anybody's got a copy of Popeye, throw it out now."
And good. No further comment, Your Honor, just good. Quest in this one, right, so far we've just been told shit's gone bad. There is ill winds blowing from the land of Hyrule, which is now beginning to affect our little, forest community here. And so we have to go and see the Great Deku Tree to find out what the fuck's up. In general, the quest is Ganondorf, a man from the west. This goes back to the racism thing again. The leader of the Desert Gerudo tribe, who are all women apart from him, has machinations. He has his eyes on the throne. And beyond that, the power of the gods. And we, a 9-year-old, have to stop him. I've never realised quite how much chat there is in this opening section about what is and isn't a real man. Isn't this viewpoint? Change your viewpoint with up so you can look around the forest with stick. Aye. Can't remember how many rupees I need to get my shield. I think it's 40. I just got the... Oh, that's right. First ever Culture Wars, exactly. It all started here. That's what people think of it as, like a right-wing invention. No, it was forest children. Which is fucked. I love how muddy and disgusting these Oh, there we go. Fucking yes. Cash money. Hello. My sister took some rupees and went shopping at the store that has a red roof. Teehee. Speaking of rupees, a green one is worth one. Yeah. Hee. It's in part because the limitations of tech at the time basically enforced this, that everyone's just hanging out. And in later games, they would actually populate towns with, people with jobs and who were getting up to shit and had schedules. Like the very next game in the series, my favorite one of all time, did it incredibly. But everyone's just sort of hanging around. I guess it makes sense for fairies or elves or whatever you want to call it. What's weird is that after the next game, they completely changed what the Kokiri are. They were plant people after this, and they looked very cute. I've got a picture somewhere. I did have a little one in a jar, which is very cute. But they went from being, I think, to differentiate themselves from like the rest of the races in Zelda, they became plant people, which retroactively meant that they were plants who evolved into like little human guys back into plants. Money behind here, I think. Stays with you. Welcome. Do, 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 do. Right. Let us go and shove this down Mido's throat. Well, sorry, I can't remember what it was you were asking me about. You said what was it, like a sword and shield? How does this do? The sacred treasure of the Kokiris and a shield. How does this do? If you want to see the Great Deku Tree, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, you have a Deku shield. Whatever. What's that? Is that the Kokiri sword? Good grief. Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp. I, the Great Mido, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot! How do you get to be the favourite of Saria and the Great Deku Tree? Grumble, grumble. Right, now bear in mind... Give me a stick. Give me a stick, baby. Bear in mind, this is apparently the first time the Deku Tree has ever spoken to Link, as far as I'm aware. He's pinning all his hopes on him. There he is. Mustache Tree. Great Deku Tree, I'm back.
Oh, Navi, thou hast returned.
I'm doing my Prince Philip voice.
Chris, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the great racist tree, are about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares.
But like the step up in terms of storytelling to this game was amazing. Like, think about it. The big Nintendo game immediately prior to this was Super Mario 64. Princess Peach has been captured, run around her castle, jump through paintings into levels, and collect a bunch of shit. This has so much story, comparatively, and it's nothing. I'm going to stop talking about Majora's Mask at some point, but it's got so much story. Oh, I'm not sure I would have used the capital W then. All right, let's go in this tree's mouth. It's yawning more. It's exactly like another big tree in fiction, that's right. Hey, Heidi, type pickles. No! I'm fucking sorry. It's not going to work. Right.
He asked.
One more. Oh no, you're timed out. Well, it should have done this.
He asked for no pickles.
That's Noel. That's Noel doing that. And there's a couple of other ones. But I forgot that it doesn't work on the when I've got the Switch going. You also got this guy doing a little dance. Look at that. Anyway. Navi says, look the fuck down below. I like a... Right, so this is a Japanese developed game. And they obviously, like, prior to this game, they already had, you know, there were already many, many instances of, you know, Yggdrasil and all the major big trees from religions and mythology represented in Japanese media. I wonder if they did think of Yggdrasil when they were designing this, the Great Deku Tree. Look at this wall. The vines growing on it give it a rough surface. Maybe we can climb it, Chris. And with no stamina, which is a weird thing to be going back to after Breath of the Wild. Compass, 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 compass. Dungeon map. You can open a door by standing in front of it and press A. Just, oh, I thought she was going to go, just pay attention, huh? Pay attention to what I'm fucking talking about. Right, here we go. Not the hardest enemy in the world, but I will give you this, it's only the first dungeon. When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold forward, you'll roll on the ground when you land and won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it will work though. So the Kokiri eventually sort of became much more similar to these guys, the Deku. The Deku Scrubs. Thank you very much. Now this is either the... I think this is the catapult. Cannot tell you how good it feels to have this all coursing back through my fucking memory. Like the like dried up canals of my mind are just being flushed through with fresh water, and I feel fucking good about it. Fucked it. Embarrassing. I used to genuinely pride myself on how good I was at shooting in this game. Thank you. Thank you. Even though I fucked it. I fucking... Also, I feel quite in Red Dwarf, yeah. I was talking about Red Dwarf on a stream a couple of nights ago, talking about the sort of like what a bottle episode is and how basically the entire series was a bottle episode, apart from like 1 or 2 times when they'd go off ship and have more than 4 characters. I was also reading about, apparently, Chris Barry and Craig Charles hated one another when it first started airing. Here is something annoying. I actually remember the climate being a lot slower, so I'm delighted about how fast this is, but... Yeah. Wait, who do you blame for them not getting along? Which of them was the... Yeah, fair enough. Some of the best episodes of Red Dwarf were just the 4 of them. Barry has gone off the end, yeah, he's gone off the deep end. He's talking about... Was he talking about fucking vaccines? You just can't trust a man. Can't trust a man who's that into cars. I'm sorry, name one person who's that into cars who isn't slightly off. Let's talk about the people who are well into cars. Jay Leno. No. Oh, fuck, I had loads before. Rowan Atkinson a little bit. Clarkson, obviously. We're just in a position where I feel like it's not a red flag, it's like a puce flag, where you kind of go...
Maybe.
You go... I'll give you a pass this time, but if you keep bringing up cars, we're going to have words. We're going to have words. Seinfeld. Can I get past this? Yes. So, I'm assuming that these are pronounced gold sculptures. And that the spider guys are sculptures. But I'm not sure anymore. Must be. Tom Cruise, notoriously. I just feel like it's like a starter. It's a starter incident. Like you kind of go, oh, okay, all right. Knows how big his motor is. That makes sense. You sort of do have to know that. You know, if you have a breakdown, he knows what a differential lock is. Okay, that's fine. You know, it's probably part of the sales patter. He's got 40 cars in a garage, and his wife and kids don't talk to him. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the end point, the natural end point of people being well into cars. Right. I'm not sure if it's possible to miss this. I'm sure I could have found a way. So the speedruns for this game are unbelievable. Like, insane. People have completed this game in less time, the entire game in less time than it's taken me to get through this dungeon. And they do it through really bizarre skips. Like the break the hardware, where you go like, how the fuck would you ever figure that out? Like if you, something about putting something in a bottle, then opening a door, and it defaults to a different location, so you walk through a door in a different area. Which is just fucking, I don't know how anybody ever figures this out. But it's not as weird as cars. I actually always think it's really, really fascinating to watch speedruns. Because it's basically somebody breaking all the laws of physics. It's like somebody has discovered the cheat code to the universe and is just using it to zip around. Right, that's all. Oh, hang on a minute. And you know what? Now think about it. Crichton is into electric cars, but I think he's more into sustainability than cars. I'm not sure. Roll Llewellyn. Rowan Atkinson is anti-electric car. Why? Heidi. Why? You'll never beat my brothers up ahead until you punish them in the right order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Lots of fucking stuff to chew over in this. Now he's just sold his brothers out so that he might live. He's going to be feeling it. I should have killed him. It would have been a mercy, because otherwise he's going to be thinking about that for the rest of his life. When you've been shown that you're weak in that sort of way, and you never live up to your own exacting standards, it's too late for you. It's too late. It's like when I went to that zombie experience, and I had to try and convince the rest of the team to let this woman live because she was pregnant and she was like bleeding and people thought she'd been bitten. And I was like, come on, Chris. Now's your fucking time, mate, to give a rousing speech. And all I did was go, come on, guys! Oh no, come on! How strong to rise again from that? Absolutely. That's a redemption arc, isn't it? And then to combat, and even if your brothers never forgive you, you know you would never be the person you were if it weren't for your big mistakes. Like a certain Wolverine in a certain movie that's just been out. Maybe. I have no idea why the fuck that happened, and I fucked that up. Oh, I did it again. Fucking hell. The silence and that. There was silence! Of course there was. Because I didn't have a fucking mic set up. Bastard. Fucking hell. This is what happens when I change my buttons. Stand next to this block and grab hold of it with A. Now this is a fairy, which I'm just going to assume. And this might go back to, you know, the kind of inherent racism. If you do it again, this is already getting screen recorded, so I'll be able to check. In fact, our friend Rahul did a secret stream the other day of him solving a crossword, and he forgot to set it to auto-record, so he doesn't know what it looked and sounded like. I had to give him feedback. It was good. He did a good job. I never thought to do that. I can do those scenes and just have them appear with no context like this.
Oh, you want to play with Bayonetta?
Or we can do it with context, like this.
He asked for no pickles.
Good shit. Or if we type ill or orc, I turn green. Which was very impressive when I figured out how to do it, but but now feels a little bit like a gimmick. That's all fine. Right. There I go. These, I fucking hate these things. They are the least fun enemy to fight, I think, in the... No. Tell lie. The fucking likes are the most annoying things to fight in the entire game. Unreal. You just don't get... I honestly feel, though, having played D&D with, like, a variety of people for, you know, a long time, honestly, that level of puzzle can take up to 45 minutes for people to figure out, okay, you've got a lit sconce and 2 unlit torches. What do we do? Why does that fucking keep happening? I fucked something up. This game was the template for how to do 3D, like, action exploration fantasy for the longest time. And for the longest time it was seen as the high watermark for the series. Maybe even until Breath of the Wild came out. And even then, I'm not sure. People probably still prefer this. And you can say that it's arguably this is more innovative. Oh, I can't get through there yet, can I? Well, you have to come back here with bombs. You fucker. Bastard. There he is. Yeah, you can roll. There was part of me that was like... I think rolling puts the torch out. I'm not sure anymore. In fact, I'm sure it's not. Right, back here. Oh, that's right. This bit's fucking stupid. Like, as much as I love exploring the roots of a tree, why does a tree have a root system that includes bars? We just don't know. And doors? We just don't know. We're not to think about it. It's not for us to understand. It's part of the mythology. But this next puzzle requires some ridiculous lateral thinking that I don't even think they explained. So by standing on this, right, Navi doesn't give you a hint or a clue. You know you have to burn this somehow. You know you have a stick. You know you can burn stuff with your stick. What it doesn't fucking tell you, and you have to figure out on your own, and which I'm sure took me a long time as a kid, or maybe I got a strategy guide, I'm not sure, is you gotta press the shield button to bend down. Bounce off. That is a... So that way you bounce off the wall and like spring back is a speedrunning technique, which I've seen, I've used so much. Okay, 2, 3, 1. No boss key. Do you only get the boss keys in adult temples? And that's not a euphemism. How do you know a secret? How irritating. Now it's working. And I don't know why I didn't turn green again. Unless I did and I missed it. It shouldn't work on this screen, I don't think. But if I go back to this one, and we type Heidi, once again, this is stuff that is basic bitch streaming stuff, and actually has no purpose, but if I type scroll... Oh my god. Like fucking magic. It's so annoying. Magic. So fucking annoying. Oh, that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. Oh, I just wish I couldn't. I wish there was any way around it. But you see, his brother before, who told me the secret of how to beat them, he's more like his brothers than even he knew, because now his brothers are giving up the secret of their queen. So he thinks he's betrayed. He thinks he's betrayed his brothers. But really, they're the real traitors. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. Soz Queen. Hey, you think our Queen of England, was monstrous? You think Camilla's monstrous? Why don't I just show you this? A classic Bance. He does have a bit of a pig nose. You think Camilla's monstrous? Biddaloo, diddaloo, diddaloo. Parasitic armored arachnid Goma. Did I miss that? No, there we go. Jump attacks do twice as much damage. Missed, bastard. Really, really good first boss. Teaches you the importance of getting good at shooting. Also teaches you the importance of knowing when to strike. Looking out for like a boss's tell. Like, oh fuck. Like, eyes going red. Fuck. And is also the sort of like throwback to the old game's big spider enemies. Or rather big like insect enemies. If you don't hit its eye here when it's red, it shits out some little baby monsters. Ads. I honestly think you could do a really, really good D&D campaign based solely on Ocarina of Time. That is a decent dungeon. Now there are challenge runs where you don't get extra life like that. Where you go through the entire game with 3 hearts, by which point, like, the last couple of dungeons, things can just instantly kill you. Got your crabs. Well done, Chris. Thanks, Dad. I mean, thanks, Great Decretary. Bear in mind that throughout this entire conversation, he's doing this. He's doing this. I need to fucking fix that. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes.
Now, I have yet more to tell thee. Wouldst thou listen?
Everyone's going to the pub. Right. Yeah, yeah, go on. Just... A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. It's just, I can hear him racking up on the pool table. We have a sort of, tournament going on. I don't really want to miss it. Anyway. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerous powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. Really sort of front-loading it. For it is in this sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Is it the creation myth now? It fucking is. They're really front-loading it. I thought of a good, or what I think is a good creation myth the other day. I'm going to try and write it down. Maybe use it in sometimes the city, probably not. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. And my girl, Farore, the goddess of courage. The best one. The best one. Din. The land. Created the heavens and the earth. Or actually just looks like rocks mostly, but Din, with her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the red earth. Here comes 2. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. A narc, effectively. Queen of Cups. And Farore, best girl, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold that law. And then, half a day's work done, they invoiced for a full month's worth of work, fucked off back to the heavens. And golden sacred triangles, or the invoice, remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence. And also, it's dead easy to draw. And the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. I think... Unless Zelda does it, I think he might be the only one who speaks like thou and thus, and... Because that curse, my end is nigh. No! Don't blame yourself, though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful. I was doomed before you started. He has known, just so we know, where Link has been for the past 9 years. Bare minimum. Could have called him in at any time. It's his fault at this point. He has let the rot spread. He hasn't called a plumber. He's brought this on himself.
But yes, I will pass away soon. But do not grieve! I do not want a huge ceremony.
I've been able to tell you of these important matters. Cutting it fine, by the way. Cutting it fucking fine. Chris, go down to Hyrule Castle. Look at those animations, well good. There, thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with thee, or you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me, that he put a spider in me. I thought about getting this, or rather all the 3 stones as a tattoo. Instead, I'm thinking about getting a tattoo of a mask from the following game. You got the Kokiri's Emerald, this the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the Great Deku Tree.
The future depends upon thee, Chris. Thou art courageous.
Navi the Fairy, help Chris to carry out my will.
I entreat ye, I can only pay in exposure.
That just the one. Oh no, a couple of brown leaves. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Chris. And I think wisely, goodbye, Great Deku Tree. Wisely, they actually have this little moment where she lingers a little bit, and then fucks off, and then fucks off. Now, in Mido's defense, he did let me through, and the Great Deku Tree did immediately die. Hey, Chris, what did you do? The Great Deku Tree, did he died? How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault. And he's off to alert the Hague. The International Criminal Court. Dun, dun. Hey, Mido's going to be saying some shit. Now, you know me well enough, Fado, to know he's talking shit. Where you going? To the castle? Where's the castle? What is a castle? We've lived within 20 square foot for our entire lives. The Great Deku Tree want us to go. Shouldn't we get going? Fuck off! I'm saying goodbye to everybody. Oh. What? Where are you go? Now, before he wouldn't have let us out, we Kokiri will die. You're not going to... Oh, yeah, that's right. The Kokiri... Let's read that. We Kokiri will die if we leave the forest. Now, that's not true in any other Zelda game. In fact, the fact that Kokiri explicitly have to leave the forest in subsequent games makes me think that this was just a law set up by the Great Deku Tree? Our tyrannical arboreal master, maybe? Anyway. Always thought it's weird how she just kind of fades into view. Oh, you're leaving. Aye. People fucking loved Saria for so long. For so long. And recently, she has fallen so far out of favour in the Zelda fandom's eyes. Not because she's done anything wrong, because she hasn't fucking appeared for games and games and games, but just because there have been so many steps forward in making characters in Zelda games feel real and cool and, you know, what people are into. For instance, Urbosa and Midna, and like actual really, really good in-depth characters. And thus was born an entire industry of fan-made ocarinas being bought and sold on Etsy. On the select item subscreen, you can say blah, 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 blah. I can play different notes with A and 4 C buttons. Press B to continue playing, or start your song over again. Alright, and this has always been weird. He sort of like looks at her 2 or 3 steps back and then just fucking legs it. One, two. See you later. But it's good. It's sort of like the beginnings of where that all came from. It's very plaintive. And then straight into Delilah. Oh, this fucking hell. Alright. Before I try to navigate Kippura Gabora's there's just a lot being front loaded here. The storytelling got significantly better after this game. But it all started here. Before I talk to this owl, I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom. Give me 1 second. Ooh, Chris, look up here. Look up here. Look up here. Time's finally come for you to start your adventure. So he was colluding with the Great Deku Tree. You'll encounter many hardships ahead. Don't worry about that. That is your fate. Oh, fine. Oh, fine. Yeah, all good then. Don't worry about me. I would get so pissed off if somebody told me that now. It's like when people tell me, like when I lost my job last year. I'm afraid, Rahul, that only works on this screen. Could I fix it? Absolutely. Do I need to fix it? Probably do, actually. But I appreciated it. I'll give you that one. Give you that one for free. You just missed Tidy, by the way, who subscribed for 6 fucking months. For some reason. You'll meet a princess there. If you are lost and don't know which way to go, look at the map. The areas you have explored will be showed on the map. Press start to enter the subscreens and Z or R to find the map. On the map subscreen, you will also see a flashing dot, showing you which way you should go next. Really? Right. Famously, this defaults to no, which is against the law. And against the Lord. Alright then. I'll see you around. I won't be taking questions. I won't be taking questions right now. Fuck off. So, to the south, that thing, I guess the west, I remember it being much further down, is called a peahat. They are so fucking annoying and enormous, and it always kind of bugged me that they weren't a bigger fucking deal. Now, I believe the speedrun tech is to follow this line and roll, and then kind of cut round the top of this wall to get into Lon Lon Ranch. This game is so fucking good. Like, I just keep thinking about different bits of it. Like, I mean, Day-Night Cycle, didn't invent it, but it's, you know, one of the first ones to do it properly. The fact that it's the world itself is... You cunt. The world itself is actually not that big. That's the fucking no-hit run out of the way. It's a good job that I'm shit anyway. Give me that fucking... There we go. Even though the world itself is quite small, riding around on your horse, on your little horsey, is fucking class. Right. Big style child? I know if you fight for long enough, a massive one appears. And a little bit of a lore discrepancy, perhaps. These things are said to be the, like... Oh! He's bigger. These things are said to be the spirits of children. Maybe even Kokiri, specifically, who wandered into the forest and got lost. But now they're just out and about. Uh-oh! Fuck. And the combat could be better. But, overall, I don't know how you could possibly have done this game any better. There's so many hints of where the series would go. Not in terms of story, because they obviously didn't plan it beyond this in any way, and it really fucking shows in later entries. But in terms of tone and stuff, everything from like the guy who collects Pose in the or ghosts in the guardhouse in the adult timeline, that kind of like creepy, melancholic, grief-stricken tone really came to define so much of what this series is. Chickens, don't worry about these cuckoos. I mean, obviously do worry about them. They are fucked to the point where they became an equipable weapon, I think, in one of the Hyrule Warriors games. Focus on minigames, focus on I think I said this in a ancient video essay about Dark Souls 3, that the core of the games really became about, yes, there's an overarching mythology, but it's the little stories. It's the stories of families. It's the stories of people trying to get by, find who they are and what they want to do in the world, that ultimately became like the core of the series. More so Zelda than Dark Souls. Alright, my man. Based on Luigi. What are you doing hanging around here? You little fucking freak. I'm Ingo, and I mind the ranch. I've been working at this ranch for a long time. For that lazy bum, Talon. He's gone somewhere for a delivery, and he hasn't come back yet. So I'm doing all the work around here. Oh well. It's tough to be a working man. Bizarre! Focus on what it is to be a man. In fact, does that not all come back into play towards the end when people start telling Link that he looks and acts like a real man? Gotta get through that fucking thing before. Apologies. Apologies for the sound. I've got to get in through there before it goes dark. So they had, from here, right, they went straight to Majora's Mask. They had 12 months, I think, to... Oh, you can't... Oh, there we go. 12 months to develop that, all told, which is insanity. And they over-delivered. But I wonder how much of that was based on Sakon, was based on the fact that they only had, you know, a day and night cycle ready to go on, and they were like, "Aye, let's just fucking do it. Let's just make it 3 days." Bastard. This is the worst modelled man in the entire series. You just don't want to be him. Oh. You're so handsome, just like the King of Hyrule, who we never see in this game. They become the lovers, Honey and Darling, in Majora's Mask. And speaking of Majora's Mask... Oh, he's not here yet. What a strange shop. I wonder when it'll be open for business. I read the sign there, but it still seems weird. You just borrow masks. They went, Majora's Mask developers, led by Eiji Onuma, went... We've got a mask guy, we've got a day-night cycle. Let's make the saddest, darkest game known to man. Alright, this is a game for grown-ups. Oh, bastard, hang on. To save time, I'm going to create a suspend point. Wow, I do not remember playing this. Bizarre how long the Switch lifespan has been. It's inverted. Fuck. That's one. Blue. Blue? Symmetrical? Yep. It is a fucking good job I've played so much of the... Oh, fucked it. Ah, I can't... Yeah. Played so much of the shooting gallery in Resident Evil 4. Right. Blue, memory. Now it's the jumper. Yeah. Now it's these two. Yep. Now it's the reds. Fucked it. Oh, yes. No! Come on! Almost. Well, alright, I'll give you this one for free. Thanks. Way too quick. Jump. Gotcha. Oh, that's right. Now I think about it, I just have a shitload of... Yes! Bravo, here's a fantastic present. Bigger bag? Certainly fucking is. And that is such an upgrade. Thank you. Very man. This guy becomes the banker. Please see something. Is that bugs? I don't have bomb shoes yet, so I can't do that. Money. Money me. I'm needing a lot now. Oh! Hey, your clothes. They're different. You're not from around here, are you? Shouldn't matter, but alright. Oh, you're a fairy boy from the forest. My name's Malon. My dad owns the Lolland Ranch. Dad went to the castle to deliver some milk, and he hasn't come back yet. Does she giggle? No. Oh, fucking hell. Tell me. Hey, Chris, this way. The princess is inside the castle, just ahead. Be careful not to get caught by the guards. Ho, 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 ho. On this ground, time flows normally, but time stands still. Fuck off. Do you want to hear what I said again? And yet this time it defaults to yes. I wonder if it's... I've always wondered if it's a piss take, if it's a joke. Hey, and up there is a Smash Brothers stage from Smash 64. Right. Fuck that. Money. Right. Climb up this annoying vine, which if you go even one step to the left or right, just complete fucks you. Makes you fall off. Very annoying. But I remember this running significantly worse. Did I play this on the GameCube when they did the Zelda and Aura Zelda disc and just never got around to playing the original again for a long time? These guards, by the way. I mean, obviously ACAB, but... ACAB? Straight in the moat. I just remember fucking loving this. I was always a little bit disappointed you never get to go inside the castle, which obviously Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess completely dispensed with. Oh wait, hang on a minute. Talk to him. Zzz, come look around. Yeah. Come look around. Yeah. Now go back to talk to his daughter, who gives me an egg. Then I have to wait for it to be day, which is our introduction to the day-night cycle. As a reintroduction as a mechanic. This time it might actually work out really well. Alright. Are you going to the castle, fairy boy? Would you mind finding my dad? That's the giggle. He must have fallen asleep somewhere around the castle. What a thing for an adult to do. Tee. If you look for him, I'll give this to you. I've been incubating this egg very carefully. This never really came back. This incubation of eggs thing. Cuckoo's did. And obviously the time passing mechanic then became a much bigger deal with Majora's Mask. But... see, it just fucking forces you off. What? Oh, thank God. Hello, my love.
Hello.
What's up?
You finished?
No, not yet. When do you want to eat?
You know,
Yeah, sure. How long do you think it'll take us to do the stakes?
10 minutes?
Cool.
Medium, isn't it? 3 minutes, you'd say.
Sure. All right. Rule. That's when we should have done this. They have not released, now I think about it, Smash 64 on the fucking Nintendo Switch online service. A chicken hatched from the egg you're replicating. It's the miracle of life. Fucking. And they've restocked the moat with rupees as well. Fucking class. These, you know, I take it all back. These cards aren't lazy. They're the most dedicated fucking cards in the world. Talon. Shave it off. Shave it off, mate. I know what I'm talking about. Shave it off.
Weird.
What in tarnation? Can a person get a little shut-eye around here? Hey, your daughter's fucked off. Hey, I'm Talon, the owner of Lon Ranch. I went to the castle to deliver some milk. I said I need to rest. I guess I must have fell asleep. What? Malon was looking for me? I'm gonna catch it from her now. I messed up bad leaving Malon behind to wait for me. She's really gonna let me have it. He's based on Mario. Boo. Which is weird that his name is Malon, correct. His brother, Talon, should presumably be Lalon? Would that not make more sense? Anyway, I just have a bird now. I just have a chicken. For, I think, 2 minutes. This is the thing that really impressed me about Majora's Mask. I promise I'm not going to talk about it forever. Because this game is, in and of itself, a masterpiece. But I think in Majora's Mask they would have let me use this chicken, even in a limited amount of time, to do something, like distract the guards in here or whatever. This bit's fucking brilliant, by the way. I maintain that even if it came out afterwards, this was the inspiration for Metal Gear Solid. You can, with whatever the like N64 equivalent of cheat engine is, visualize these guys' vision cones and see quite how narrow they are. You can actually get away with a lot, but surprisingly, there's a lot you also can't get away with. So, for instance, I'm going to try and get all these rupees now, or at least that blue one, that first row. Because in reality, it's supposed to go over the top. I don't think they ever used that. Like trellis texture again. Also, if you get too close to them, they actually visualize this really nicely in the Snuff King game. Right, so long. Got the blue one, that's fine. This one I don't remember. If this game came out now, YouTubers would spend 100,000 years looking at that statue and those little figures underneath it and trying to figure out the lore behind it. You know what, let's fucking do it now. Clearly, knowing what we know of the timeline now, that's supposed to be... What's that gun called? The, like... Zona guy from Tears of the Kingdom who goes back in time. and you get his arm. What's that guy's name? Begins with Z, right? Right? And those are the different races of people beneath him, including some of those statues that we saw. In fact, those are some of the remnants of statues dredged up from the underworld. 100%. That's the lore. They planned this out so well. Wow, that was significantly... I always remember loving that camera turn. Even as a kid going like, nothing will ever be more cinematic. Oh. Right, let's have a look. Mario. Money. I think you get... Is it one for each? So Yoshi and Peach as well? Or is it just Mario? Just Mario. But that's the kind of stuff that they went in depth with in Majora's Mask. They did endless stuff like that. Who are you? How do you get past the cards? I'm a locksmith. And I'm a locksmith. Is that a fairy? It's always weird to me how the fairies were almost like a race in and of themselves, and it's like an important race. And then in subsequent games, they, like Majora's Mask, yes, Tattle and Tail, the best ones. Phantom Hourglass had some that were quite important. The Great Fairies, obviously, in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but they never got treated as their own race before. That is a fucking excellent emoji. Where the fuck is that from? Is that just a standard text emoji? I fucking thought it was a Twitch one. I had a dream. In the dream, we're billowing over Land of Hyrule. Give me one sec. I figured out why that thing was broken before as well. I'm very happy about that. But suddenly, a ray of light shone out of the forest, parted the clouds and lit up the ground. The light turned into a figure holding a green and shining stone, followed by a fairy. It's interesting because this Zelda game plays destiny and fate and prophecies straight. And then the others really shy away from it. Like Majora's Mask, you're just a guy who turns up and is just trying to help everybody, which I love, by the way. That's my favourite trope. Oh, wrong one. And other games like Breath of the Wild kind of does an interesting one with it because of the timescale involved. Like, you are prophesied to do this because people literally fucking knew you when they sealed you away. Prophesized. And the other games kind of really explore it, but this one really leans heavily on this idea that everything is like destiny and prophecy, which I've never liked. Chris. Strange, it sounds somehow familiar. Okay then, Chris. I'm going to tell you the secret of the sacred realm that has been passed down by the royal family of Hyrule. Please keep this a secret from everybody. Alright, more prophecy. Really front-loading this. Front-loading the story. But I guess it makes sense for them to do that. To show how cinematic a game this was going to be. That was almost its USP. Like, imagine this game was originally going to be like Mario 64, all set in one castle, and you go into paintings to go to different areas, rather than it being like, pseudo open world, which they do at the end of this game with Ganon's Tower. But like, fuck me, it would never have had the same impact that it had. It wouldn't have become the template for so many different games. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's right. The Temple of Time is the entrance through which you can enter the Sacred Realm from our world. But the entrance is sealed with a stone wall called the Door of Time, which came back in Skyward Sword. And in fact, is the, front of the Hyrule Historia, which is somewhere up there. 3 spiritual stones. Another thing you need is the treasure that the royal family keeps along with this legend. Could it be the titular Ocarina of Time, Bob? Yes. Hi. I'm not a fucking idiot. That's great. I forgot to tell you. Oh, by the way, major deal. I was kind of trying to get it. The other element from my dream, the Dark Clouds, I believe they symbolise that man in there. Like the curtains. Have I ever tried? No. No. Please. He'll be gone. Oh, but thou must. With your fucking mitten hands. There he is. Head seems surprisingly big. Well, there's only one cunt in there with eyes, frankly, so there's Ganondorf, the leader of the Gerudos, or Gerudos. They hail from the desert far to the west. Though he swears allegiance to my father, I'm sure he is not sincere. The dark clouds that covered Hyrule in my dream, they must symbolise that man. Interesting, actually, that they revisit this relationship between Zelda and... Oh my god, give me 1 second. They revisit this relationship in Breath of the Wild. The king not believing his daughter. I guess that's just a kind of typical, royal father-daughter relationship in fantasy, but still. Yes. I told him about my dream, however. Didn't believe it was a prophecy. Honestly, we don't know enough about their relationship. Maybe she just comes out with the shit all the time, and it just so happens that the once she was right. I can sense that man's evil intentions. What Ganondorf is after must be nothing less than the Triforce of Legend. Oh, fuck. He must have come to Hyrule to obtain it. And, he wants to conquer Hyrule. No, the entire world. Which is interesting because we never, ever, 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 ever hear about other kingdoms, anything like that, in other games. Maybe the Gerudo. Maybe there are different... Actually, no, Hyrule encompasses Death Mountain and the Zora shit. Alright, go on. Nice shot. I'm afraid. I have a feeling that man is going to destroy it. I'm not asking for a sort of Romance of the Three Kingdoms or Game of Thronesian look at what is going on between Hyrule and neighbouring kingdoms. I'm just kind of interested. Like, what is the world here? Why is Hyrule the location where all the goddesses did their shit? Let's get the Triforce before Ganon does. And then defeat him. Alright. Alright. Green-eyed brown girl. Text letter. I'm sure it will be helpful to you. Da-na-na-na. Autograph. Oof. Set to scene shot. Celebrity worship is one of the paving stones on the downfall of humanity, you know? Here's Impa. She is the fucking best. I really thought that was going to give me a rupee. Anyway. Alright, I'll see you later. Do you want to see me kill a bird with my catapult? I've killed plenty. Killed a cat once. Well, knocked it out. Had to finish it off with my own hands. Alright, you don't seem interested. I'm Impa of the Sheikahs. I'm responsible for protecting Princess Zelda. Everything is exactly as the princess foretold. At this point, I really think that they should just abandon trying to do a timeline. Like, fuck it. Just say it's like Mad Max. There's just different variations of the same myth, or, you know, it's all multiverse shit, as much as I hate the multiverse now. They just need to stop trying to fit this in. How the fuck can Impa be a Sheikah here when we know what we know of the Sheikah from other games? How can the Rito be the Rito in Breath of the Wild when there's still Zora? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Listen carefully. Oh no, wait. But rightly, this game really tied the Zelda franchise with music. Like, that's a lot of what I associate with Zelda, not just like kind of the main themes. Look at that fucking green screen on my eyes there. But the idea that diegetic music plays a huge role in it, it really helps it feel mythic, mythological. It's cracking. It's cracking. And those calves. I feel like I might hesitate to send a lone child to a place called Death Mountain. Look at the fucking green screen there. A lone child to Death Mountain? The song I just taught you has some mysterious power. Only royal family members are allowed to learn this song. Remember, it will help to prove your connection with the royal family. The princess is waiting for you. Return to the castle with the stones. Alright. Right. Didn't need to do it. Didn't need to do it. Right. I gotta go cook some steaks. So let's get to Kakariko and then I will finish. But thank you all very much for watching. On the VODs. Don't think I forget. Do 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 do. Bye. Aye. Christ, that was a little bright. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back soon.